In the world of R&B, Kut Klose's sultry harmonies and smooth grooves captivated the hearts and hips of music lovers everywhere. But behind the scenes, a tangled web of scandal was brewing, one that threatened to tear the group apart. In this explosive interview, the truth behind the group's dark affair involving Keith Sweat is finally revealed. Before we delve into this shocking revelation, let's take a look at what this group is about. The rise of Kut Klose. During the 1990s, a time when R&B music was at its peak with soulful melodies and irresistible rhythms, Kut Klose emerged as a promising new group, composed of Tabitha Duncan, Athena Cage, and Levon Battle. This trio was ready to captivate audiences with their harmonies and captivating stage presence. With the guidance of the legendary Keith Sweat, Kut Klose seemed destined for greatness, their talent shining brightly. However, the journey they were about to embark on would prove to be much more challenging than they had anticipated. Keith Sweat, a titan in the R&B genre, quickly recognized the raw talent of Kut Klose and took them under his wing. He helped them transition from their gospel roots to the mainstream R&B scene, a strategic move that brought them closer to stardom. Originally known as the Nubian Three, the trio rebranded themselves as Kut Klose under Sweat's direction, transforming into a polished act ready to compete with the best in the industry. Their debut album, Surrender, showcased their musical abilities and hinted at a bright future ahead. However, beneath the surface, the foundations of their blossoming career were far from stable. From the beginning, Sweat held a tight control over the trajectory of the organization. He oversaw almost every aspect of their career, from their image to their music, limiting the trio's opportunities for creative input or autonomy. While this high level of involvement might have seemed advantageous initially, it quickly became evident that it came with a cost. The group's significant setback came in the form of a publishing deal, a moment that was supposed to signal the start of their rise to fame. However, instead of the lucrative contract they had hoped for, the trio was only offered an advance of $1, an astonishingly low amount that would come to epitomize the exploitation and manipulation they were soon to face. As Kut Klose navigated the complexities of the music industry, they found themselves ensnared in a web of control and exploitation, with their aspirations of stardom slipping further out of reach. Despite their undeniable talent and the potential they once possessed, the harsh reality of their situation became increasingly apparent. The path to success in the music business was fraught with obstacles, and for Kut Klose, it became a journey that would challenge their determination and ultimately alter the course of their careers. Is what I want. However, it wasn't long when this collaboration turned sour. But before we discuss that, let's take a quick look at the individual lives of these trio singers before Kut Klose. Tabitha Duncan before Kut Klose. Tabitha Duncan, prior to joining Kut Klose, showcased a dynamic and motivated persona, well equipped for a career in music. Hailing from a musical family in Cleveland, Ohio, she was immersed in the realms of gospel and R&B from a young age. Raised in a household of devout churchgoers, her parents nurtured her talents by involving her in church choirs and local performances. Tabitha's upbringing was steeped in gospel music, significantly influencing her vocal style and stage presence. As she entered her teenage years, Tabitha had already honed a strong stage presence and a powerful voice that captured attention. She took part in various local talent shows and community events, where her performances garnered praise and admiration. Her innate charisma and ability to connect with audiences set her apart from her peers. Involvement in gospel music not only refined her vocal skills, but also instilled in her a deep appreciation for harmony and the emotional impact of music. The formative experiences of Tabitha played a crucial role in shaping her aspirations. Driven to leave a mark in the music industry, she pursued opportunities beyond her local music scene. This period of her life was marked by a relentless pursuit of her dreams, blending her natural talent with a steadfast work ethic. Eager to break free from the confines of gospel music, she ventured into the realm of R&B, seeing it as a platform to reach a broader audience.
What you believe, you got to bring the pain, set the pace.
Her determination and preparation were instrumental in her eventual success with Kut Klose. Tabitha's foundation in gospel music proved to be a solid base for her transition into mainstream R&B, contributing to the trio's distinctive sound and achievements. Athena Cage, before Kut Klose. Prior to becoming a member of Kut Klose, Athena Cage embarked on a musical journey that was deeply rooted in her strong passion for her craft. Growing up in New York City exposed her to a vibrant music scene that ignited her love for music at a young age. Being raised by a mother who was a former gospel singer, Athena was surrounded by a musical environment that significantly influenced her development as an artist. Throughout her formative years, Athena actively engaged in music by participating in school choirs and local performances. Her undeniable talent quickly propelled her into the competitive music landscape of New York, where her smooth vocals and emotionally resonant performances captured the attention of industry professionals and local producers. Drawing inspiration from various musical genres such as R&B and soul, she honed a versatile voice that would ultimately define her future as a member of Kut Klose. Athena's unwavering commitment to her craft was evident in her relentless pursuit of new opportunities. She dedicated herself to vocal training, skill refinement, and actively sought out performance opportunities to broaden her musical expertise. Her hard work and perseverance paid off as she began to gain recognition within the local music scene, showcasing her ability to captivate audiences and solidifying her reputation as a promising talent. Having a background in gospel and R&B music, Athena possessed a strong vocal foundation that later contributed to shaping Kut Klose's distinct sound. Her early experiences and steadfast dedication to her music played a pivotal role in her success as a member of the trio. Levon, battle before Kut Klose. Before Kut Klose came into existence, Levon Battle was a budding musician with a rich heritage deeply rooted in gospel music. Growing up in a musical family in Detroit, Michigan, Levon was introduced to the world of music at a young age. Her family's involvement in church and local music scenes exposed her to early performance opportunities and vocal training. During her formative years, Levon actively participated in church choirs and local music events. Her soulful voice and innate musical talent were apparent from a young age, earning her a reputation for delivering powerful and heartfelt performances. The gospel music community in Detroit played a significant role in shaping her vocal style and work ethic, teaching her the importance of harmony and emotional expression in music. As she matured, Levon sought to expand her musical horizons beyond gospel. She delved into R&B and other genres, aiming to broaden her audience reach. Through her commitment to honing her craft, she engaged in numerous local performances and collaborations, solidifying her reputation as a skilled and adaptable vocalist. Levon's dedication to her music and ability to adapt to different styles were instrumental in the creation of Kut Klose. Her gospel background served as a strong foundation for her transition to R&B, while her early experiences prepared her for the challenges and opportunities that came with being part of the trio. Her understated strength and musical prowess were essential to the group's success and distinctive sound. Kut Klose's early performances before discovery. Prior to their breakthrough with the guidance of Keith Sweat, the members of Kut Klose, Tabitha Duncan, Athena Cage, and Levon Battle joyfully performed together and solidified their presence in the music industry. Their early shows, marked by their seamless vocal harmony and captivating stage charisma, played a crucial role in propelling them towards fame.
I'm still
Tabitha Duncan, Athena Cage, and Levon Battle initially connected through mutual friends in the music world, bonding over their shared background in gospel music. They began performing at various local venues, including clubs and intimate stages, where their musical chemistry quickly became evident. Their performances featured a blend of soulful R&B and gospel influences, demonstrating their adaptability and ability to captivate audiences. Tabitha, known for her vibrant stage persona, infused their shows with an energetic flair, while Athena's clear and emotive vocals brought a heartfelt depth to their music. Levon, the quiet yet steady force, complemented their sound with her soulful contributions. This unique combination of talents enabled them to cultivate a distinctive style that stood out in the local music scene. During this period, the trio regularly showcased their talents, captivating audiences with their mesmerizing performances. Their dedication to perfecting their craft was evident in their polished shows, which highlighted their seamless vocal harmonies and musical chemistry. Despite the challenges of working with limited resources and small venues, they consistently delivered compelling and impactful performances that left a lasting impression on their viewers. Their hard work and persistence ultimately attracted the attention of Keith Sweat, who was on the lookout for fresh talent. Impressed by their skills and the quality of their performances, Sweat saw an opportunity to mentor the group and help them transition from local artists to mainstream sensations. His recognition of their talent marked a significant turning point in their career, leading to their eventual signing and the beginning of their journey to widespread fame. In short, Kut Klose's early shows were characterized by their powerful vocal harmonies and captivating stage presence. Their commitment to their art and the unique blend of R&B and gospel influences helped them establish a strong base, ultimately drawing the interest of Keith Sweat and paving the way for their success in the music industry. Now that we know about the trio of Kut Klose, let's take a look at the early years of Keith Sweat before the creation of Kut Klose. Sweat's early life and career. Sweat was born in Harlem, New York City, to Juanita Thompson, a hairdresser, and Charles Creel, a factory worker. Following the death of Charles Cryer in 1973, Juanita single-handedly raised their 5 children. Before entering the entertainment field, Sweat gained work experience as a night stock worker at Macy's department store, and later as a mailroom clerk at Payne Weber, a brokerage firm. In a span of 4 years, he progressed to a profitable position as a brokerage assistant on the trading floor of the New York Stock Exchange. Additionally, Sweat held a supervisory role at the New York Mercantile Exchange. His music career started in 1975 with the Harlem band Jamila. Through his involvement with Jamila, Sweat refined his skills as a lead vocalist by performing extensively in the tri-state area of New York, New Jersey, and Connecticut. The band was originally formed by Larry Peoples on bass, Michael Samuels on guitar, and Walter Bradley on drums. In 1984, he departed from the band to pursue a solo career. He performed at various nightclubs in New York City and later secured an opportunity to produce music for the independent label known as Stadium Records. Sweat's contributions to Stadium Records included only 2 tracks, namely Lucky 7 and My Mind Is Made Up, both being the label's 3rd and 4th releases. However, he was recognized as a co-writer and co-producer on the label's debut release, You Are the One for Me, which marked the final recording produced by the group GQ. Notably, one of the original members of GQ, his uncle Keith Sabu Cryer, was also involved in this project. In 1987, Keith Sweat was discovered by Vincent Davis and offered a recording contract by Vintertainment Records, a label established in 1983, rooted in early hip-hop, and most notably recognized for releasing Joski Love's Pee-wee's Dance in 1985.
The time has come for us.
Vintertainment, which operated under Elektra Records from 1985 until its closure in 1990, signed Sweat on November 24th, 1987. His debut solo album, Make It Last Forever, was released on this occasion and sold 3 million copies. The standout track from the album, I Want Her, marked the beginning of the new Jack Swing era, reaching number 1 on the R&B charts and number 5 on the pop charts. This song was also a nominee for the 1989 Soul Train Best R&B Urban Contemporary Song of the Year award. The album's title track also fared well, reaching number 2 on the R&B charts. Sweat continued his success with his second album, I'll Give All My Love to You, released in 1990, which reached number 6 on the Billboard 200 chart. His third album, Keep It Comin', released in 1991, debuted in the top 20 of the album chart. Additionally, Sweat played a role in the production of soul singer Omar Chandler. In 1992, Sweat discovered the group Silk and contributed to the crafting of their debut album, Lose Control, which achieved number 7 on the Billboard 200 album chart. In May 1993, the song Freak Me from the album reached the top position on the Billboard Hot 100 chart. During the same year, Keith Sweat identified the female R&B ensemble Kut Klose, originating from Atlanta. Additionally, Sweat took on the role of producer for Kut Klose's first studio album named Surrender. This album resulted in their most successful track, I Like, which climbed to the 8th spot on the Hot R&B Hip-Hop Singles and Tracks ranking. In the summer of 1994, Sweat released his fourth album, entitled Get Up On It, followed by his self-titled fifth album in 1996. Both albums achieved top 10 positions on the Billboard 200 chart. The hit single, Twisted, Keo Ojak produced and written by Eric McCain, featured R&B group Kut Klose, and peaked at number 2 on the Billboard Hot 100. Another successful single, Nobody, reached number 3, marking Sweat's most successful tracks up to that point. A cover of Slave's 1979 song, Just a Touch of Love, titled Just a Touch, was also included in Sweat's discography. Additionally, in 1996, Sweat worked on production for the R&B group Dru Hill. During the autumn of 1997, Sweat came across the musical group Old School and actively contributed to their eponymous first album. He was prominently featured in their most successful single, Am I Dreaming?, which showcased the talents of the R&B ensemble Escape. Additionally, Sweat collaborated with Gerald Levert and Johnny Gill to establish the renowned R&B supergroup known as LSG, ultimately releasing their debut album titled Levert. Sweat Dog Gill in the same year. This notable album included the popular track My Body, which garnered significant commercial success as a hit single. The album achieved double platinum certification and peaked at the respectable number 4 position on the US Billboard 200 chart. Keith Sweat's 6th studio album, titled Still in the Game, was released in 1998 and achieved a peak position of number 6 on the Billboard 200 chart, as well as reaching number 2 on the R&B Hip-Hop Albums chart. The album included popular singles such as Come and Get With Me, featuring Snoop Dogg, which peaked at number 12 on the Hot 100 chart, and I'm Not Ready, which reached number 16 on the Hot 100. Despite this first success, Sweat's chart performance began to decline with the release of his 2000 album, Didn't See Me Coming, as none of the singles from the album managed to break into the top 40. On August 13, 2002, Keith Sweat debuted his 8th album, Rebirth. The track One on One achieved rankings of number 75 on the Billboard Hot 100 and number 44 on the Hot R&B Hip Hop Singles and Tracks chart. His album Just Me, released in 2008, featured the single Love You Better with Keisha Cole. Sweat is currently under contract with Kadar Records and unveiled his 10th studio album, Riding Solo, on June 22, 2010. The primary single from this album was Test Drive, which included a collaboration with fellow label mate Joe. Beginning in 2007, Sweat has served as the host of a widely broadcast radio program following the Quiet Storm format. The program, known as the Keith Sweat Hotel, named The Quiet Storm with Keith Sweat on WBLS in New York City, is distributed by Premier Radio Networks. Sweat serves as the host of a radio program known as the Sweat Hotel, which is broadcasted nationally and tailored for urban adult contemporary and classic soul radio stations throughout the United States. This show is produced and disseminated through Premier Networks, a subsidiary of iHeartMedia, Inc. Now back to the trio group, Kut Klose and Keith Sweat. Let's see how their collaboration turned sour. The cracks begin to show. As Kut Klose rose to prominence, their association with Keith Sweat became increasingly intricate. Initially, Sweat served as a supportive mentor, offering guidance to the trio as they transitioned from their gospel origins to the mainstream R&B industry. However, as the group's popularity grew, Sweat's role evolved from mentor to controller. His influence on the group became overbearing, hindering their creative autonomy and limiting their career opportunities. What was once a nurturing partnership quickly turned into a power struggle, leading the members of Kut Klose to question their value and standing in the industry. One of the most crushing betrayals occurred when Sweat decided to embark on a tour, selecting only Athena Cage to accompany him while leaving Tabitha Duncan and Levon Battle behind. This decision not only revealed blatant favoritism, but also directly undermined the group's unity. It sparked feelings of envy and animosity among the members, creating a divide that would prove challenging to repair. For Tabitha, the outspoken member of the trio, this choice was particularly devastating. It clearly signaled that, in Sweat's eyes, certain members of the group held more worth than others, a belief that struck deep and left her questioning her position within Kut Klose. As the tour progressed, the increasing anxiety within the group became more pronounced. Sweat continued to focus on Athena, pushing her further into the spotlight, while Tabitha and Levon were pushed into the background. Athena, positioned in the middle, strove to manage the situation as effectively as possible, but the damage had already been done. Levon, traditionally the calm and composed member of the trio, made efforts to maintain harmony and unity within the group, but the pressure proved overwhelming. The previously strong bond that united them began to unravel, and the once promising dream of achieving stardom now appeared to be a nightmarish ordeal. Sweat's manipulation did not cease with the tour. He maintained control over the group's music, their image, and their career decisions, leaving little space for individual expression or pursuit of their creative visions. This oppressive control stifled the trio's creativity, resulting in increasing frustration and disillusionment. The members of Kut Klose found themselves in a predicament where their voices were being silenced by the very individual who was meant to be supporting their success. As time passed, the fractures in the group's cohesion became more pronounced. Tabitha's resentment towards Athena deepened, not as a result of any actions by Athena, but due to the overt favoritism displayed by Sweat. Levon, the composed and collected member of the trio, attempted to maintain peace, but the damage had already been done. The once solid bond within the group began to unravel, and the aspiration of achieving stardom transformed into a distressing nightmare. The ultimate betrayal. The situation escalated significantly when rumors began circulating that Keith Sweat was considering replacing Tabitha and Levon with new members. This perceived betrayal was perceived as a severe blow to the group. The news was particularly devastating for Tabitha, the vocal and passionate member of Kut Klose, as it was the final straw for her. Throughout their time together, Tabitha had consistently stood up for the group, advocating for their rights and promoting their shared vision. However, this betrayal struck deeper than any previous hardships they had faced, leaving Tabitha feeling both angry and powerless. Athena, who had always been viewed as the group's princess, found herself in a difficult position. Her close relationship with Sweat put her squarely in the middle of the conflict, making it impossible for her to remain neutral. To Tabitha and Lavon, it seemed as if Athena had taken sides, causing them to feel abandoned and betrayed by someone they had once considered a sister. The once strong bond that had united the trio was now on the brink of falling apart, with the group on the verge of collapse. In an attempt to regain control over their careers and assert their autonomy, Kut Klose made the decision to hire a new manager. They hoped that this change would help them break free from Sweat's controlling influence and pave a new path for themselves. However, Sweat was unwilling to let go of his control. He resisted cooperating with the new manager, putting up obstacles at every opportunity to ensure that Kut Klose remained under his thumb. What was once a partnership had deteriorated into an ongoing game of chess, with Sweat always one step ahead and the group stuck in a perpetual state of checkmate. Consequently, the institution found itself in a state of immobilization. They were unable to function, unable to travel, and unable to progress. The promises of prestige and success that had previously appeared within reach were now revealed to be mere illusions. Instead, they were living a nightmare that numerous artists before them had endured, exploited, manipulated, and discarded once their utility had been exhausted. The impact on the group was substantial. The drive that had initially motivated them to pursue their aspirations was being systematically extinguished by the ongoing conflicts and emotional strain. What had started as a journey, fueled by optimism and ambition, had now become mired in disappointment and despondency. Each member was left to confront the harsh realities of an industry that seemed to prioritize control over creativity and exploitation over empowerment. The situation only deteriorated with the passage of time. The speculation of replacement grew louder, and the group's dissatisfaction and bitterness deepened. Tabitha, who had previously been the pillar of the team's resolve, began to doubt their ability to overcome the obstacles before them. Lavon, the mediator who had always strived to maintain camaraderie within the group, found herself struggling to preserve peace as tensions continued to escalate. Ultimately, Kut Klose found themselves at a crossroads, their future uncertain and their bond fractured. The dream that had once unified them had transformed into a source of anguish and division, prompting them to question whether the pursuit of fame was truly worth the sacrifices they had made. However, the consequences of these actions by Sweat were disheartening. The long shadow
Don't be mean. Give it to me right now, boy.
of Keith Sweat. Following Keith Sweat's betrayal, Kut Klose faced a tumultuous period where their once unbreakable bond was shattered. The departure of Athena, who was not only a sister in spirit but also in music, to align herself with Sweat, deepened the existing rift between her and the remaining members, Tabitha and Lavon. The sisterhood that had been the cornerstone of their unity was now fractured, leaving behind wounds that seemed irreversible. For the subsequent 10 years, the division among the Kut Klose members eroded the foundation of their relationship. Tabitha, known for her resilience, refused to let Sweat's betrayal go unchallenged. Determined to reclaim their legacy, she stood up against the individual who had manipulated their careers. Lavon, the quiet yet steadfast presence in the group, chose to cope with her pain and disappointment in solitude, nursing her wounds in silence. On the other hand, Athena, disconnected from her bandmates' support, grappled with finding her place in an increasingly cutthroat music industry. Athena's foray into a solo career was met with disappointment, as her solo album never materialized despite her talent and original potential. The failure of her solo project served as a stark reminder of the unpredictable and ruthless nature of the music industry. Stripped of the collective strength and camaraderie of her group, Athena had to navigate the unforgiving industry alone, a task that proved more challenging than anticipated. Her struggles highlighted the harsh reality that the music business, while glamorous on the surface, could be merciless and unforgiving for those lacking a united front for support. In terms of Kut Klose, the dissolution of the group cast a prolonged and somber shadow over both their individual and collective futures. They were on the brink of achieving greatness, positioned to make a lasting impact on the R&B scene. However, Sweat's leadership and manipulation caused their disintegration just as they were gaining momentum. Fans were left with a profound sense of mourning and unanswered questions about what could have been. Instead of ascending to the status of icons as they were destined to, Kut Klose ended up becoming yet another cautionary tale in the music industry. They served as a cautionary reminder of how quickly the allure of fame and fortune can fade, giving way to the harsh realities of backstage politics and cutthroat maneuvers for power. Their experience shed light on the often unseen trials faced by artists who, despite their capabilities, may find themselves vulnerable to the whims of those who hold influence behind the scenes. What potential could they have fulfilled if allowed to thrive without interference? Could they have achieved the success that their undeniable talent promised? Finding a new path. Following their difficult experience with Keith Sweat, the members of Kut Klose found a way to move forward despite facing numerous challenges along the way. Tabitha, who always showed resilience, adapted to a life that was far removed from the glitz and glamour of the music industry. Transitioning to a regular 9-to-5 job was a stark contrast to the stardom she had once been on the brink of achieving. However, this development did not come as a surprise to Tabitha, who had always been the glue holding the group together, even as it seemed to be falling apart. Her ability to persevere, pick up the pieces of her life, and create something solid spoke volumes about her strength and determination. Athena, known for her loyalty to her family, returned to her roots and focused on her role as a caregiver. Despite the demands of her previous music career and the pressures that came with it, Athena remained steadfast in her commitment to her family. Although her current role may lack the glamour of her past days in the limelight, she took it seriously, finding purpose and fulfillment that the volatile music industry had ultimately failed to provide.
For the rest of the night, come on.
LaVon, the quiet yet steady force within the group, forged her path. With her calm demeanor and strong character, LaVon made her presence known, without the fanfare that had once surrounded their rise to fame. Finding peace in a quieter life, she was able to stay true to herself without the constant pressures of public scrutiny. Her graceful navigation of this transition was a testament to her inner strength and the resilience that had always been a part of her character. The members of Kut Klose did not achieve the level of fame they had anticipated, but instead emerged from their challenges with enhanced strength, wisdom, and self-awareness. Rather than a narrative of unbridled success, their story highlights resilience, finding inner strength amidst overwhelming adversity and creating new paths when their original one disintegrated. They learned to redefine success according to their terms, deriving fulfillment from the lives they established away from the spotlight. Ultimately, Kut Klose's legacy is not defined by the fame they pursued, but by the resilience they demonstrated in the face of hardship. While they may not have reached the pinnacle of stardom, they achieved something far more precious, discovering peace and purpose in their lives following the decline of their music careers. Their journey serves as a heartfelt reminder that success is not solely about reaching the apex, but about navigating challenges along the way. The members of Kut Klose accomplished what many others in the industry failed to do. They persevered. They gleaned invaluable lessons from their tumultuous past, the anguish of betrayal, and the shattering of their aspirations, transforming these experiences into a cornerstone for enduring growth. Through their quiet determination, they unearthed a new brand of success, one grounded not in fame, but in resilience, self-acceptance, and the capacity to progress despite daunting odds. Their narrative epitomizes perseverance, a testament to the resilience of the human spirit in surmounting even the most formidable obstacles. Despite its sudden fall, its legacy still stands tall, playing instances to different people in different situations. However, It's not as bad as we all imagine. The legacy of Kut Klose. The narrative of Kut Klose serves as a cautionary anecdote, emphasizing the obscured negative aspects of the music industry. It is a tale characterized by acts of betrayal, manipulation, and exploitation, yet it also highlights themes of resilience, perseverance, and unwavering inner strength. Although the group did not attain the level of fame they were initially promised, they emerged from their challenges not only stronger, but also more knowledgeable, having endured adversities that would have broken many others. Today, the former members of Kut Klose can look back on their experiences with a sense of accomplishment, recognizing that they navigated the harsh environment of the music industry, a realm known for discarding individuals who enter with aspirations of stardom. The profound emotional wounds they carry from their time under Keith Sweat's influence may be enduring and may never completely heal, but they also serve as a testament to the invaluable lessons gained and the resilience acquired through facing hardships. These scars symbolize their ability to persevere and the sacrifices made in their quest for wisdom. Their narrative no longer solely revolves around unfulfilled potentials, but also encompasses their individual journeys following the dimming of the spotlight. Each member of Kut Klose embarked on a new trajectory, discovering a fresh purpose that allowed them to redefine success based on their terms. Although Tabitha, Athena, and Levon pursued diverse paths, they all succeeded in creating fulfilling lives outside the realm of the music industry, demonstrating that there is indeed life after setbacks, and that sometimes quieter triumphs hold the most significance. If you enjoyed this video, like and subscribe, and also click the next video shown on your screen.